Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of GT Radio Go Talk. Here I have with me Mr. DC Daniel and the K Mac himself, Big Corey, and your boy, the host, Great Tay. I think we're gonna have a couple more people coming in later on, but we're just gonna go ahead and dive right in with who we have, what we have, where we have it. How y'all doing tonight?
We're doing good. We're doing good. We're doing great. Making me some tacos so everything is right in the world.
I feel that. Taco Wednesday for sure. Corey, what's up with you, man?
Not much, man. Just kicking here. Working, being a dad.
Mr. Big
I
Freddy.
have, I have exciting news for anybody who be watching stream. I have a baby girl on the way. She is due in November.
Hey, baby
So yeah,
girl.
Baby
yeah,
girl.
baby girl. My first girl. I have a lot of boys, but I'm just like, hey,
How many more girls do you want?
none more. This is my last one. I want it to be my last one.
Okay, is this gonna be your last child in general? Or what's up?
In general, I do what I'm doing.
Are you gonna get snipped?
Yeah, I want to get snipped. I think it's time. Make it up. Make me
Is that reversible?
a vet appointment. Time for me to make my vet appointment. Just take them off.
Yeah. Yeah. Corey, I can't lie to you. You doing your best Tyreek Hill impression.
Is that a reversible thing?
I got to. But I'm happy. More kids for their Uncle Gray to love.
Uncle slash
Corey.
Godfather slash XYZ. I'm gonna take care of him if you tragically end. But I'm gonna hunt you down and I'm gonna revive you. I'd kill you myself.
Yeah. Revive him and beat him up for dying.
Yeah.
How you doing, Mr. Daniel?
I'm doing good. Just been busy trying to land an internship and stuff like that. But besides that, man, life is good. Life is good, man. No complaints.
I see, man. What you trying to earn? What did you graduate with? What's your
Communications.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Money talk. Hey, I know who
I'm
to
trying,
borrow.
man.
I know who to borrow $20 from once we get this internship.
Yes, sir. And his name is Mr. Phillip. That's big money over there.
Oh yeah, big money. I'll be seeing his outfits. I'll be like, "Ooh, Philip."
Duh, he came from my bloodline. Who you think taught him that? He got my genes.
Lord Jesus.
I'm not gonna get started. I need to call him. I haven't talked to him in a minute.
Yeah, call him, bro. Hit him up.
That's my dog. That's my dog for real, man.
Hey, are we live?
Mm-hmm.
We are?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, never mind.
We can talk later.
We can talk later. I'll be having to know whenever we live and stuff.
I'm weak. You gotta make sure you're not saying the wrong thing.
You gotta mic check
At
1,
all.
2, or you gotta do a mic check 1, 2 or something like that.
I know.
So speaking of mic check, you said what?
Oh, my bad. What's up?
No, go ahead.
Never mind. Oh no, I was just saying we gotta talk behind the scenes or something.
Yeah. Did you guys? I saw that the QB rating for the Browns.
Right. You want to talk
Yeah,
about that?
he bro,
Yes, definitely.
Shadura has 7 completions. Almost half of those are touchdowns.
Hmm.
But he
But like,
didn't throw a lot. So what was up with that too? Did he not throw as much as
yeah,
anybody else?
So I'll read off the QB tracker, which was today. The quarterbacks are Flacco, Sanders, Pickett, and Dylan Gabriel. Flacco went 9 for 14 with 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Shador Sanders went 7 for 9 with 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Pickett went 9 for 16 with no touchdowns, no interceptions. And Dylan Gabriel went 11 for 16, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. What y'all think about that?
Oh,
nothing
go
really
first?
shocking because yeah, shit, I could go first. Yeah, I don't really think anything is shocking. Those stats are just kind of telling us what we already know. Everybody, everybody kind of thinks that Shador is the most talented QB on the roster outside of Deshaun Watson. Obviously, you know, like his situation, but yeah, I don't think those numbers are too surprising. The only surprising to people that want to see him fail, if we're going to be honest.
Right.
I don't want to see him fail. I want to see him blossom.
I want to see him blossom too. I like people with like a lot of haters end up doing good. So you know, I want to see him do good. I want to see Travis Hunter do good. People hating on that man because he got married, man.
Hey, that's not even gonna talk about that. Not even gonna talk about that. I think that man's a fool for getting married. But hey,
Oh, 100%.
but hey, just like people told me, you live and you learn.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I get it. He wants to make sure he's not going into the season with a fiance who's scared of commitment. Because that's how a lot of people get in trouble because their girls are tripping. Just like what's his name from the Chiefs? What his girl did to him over her cheating, not even him cheating. Saying he was beating on her and it messed up his whole rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I get it. Like a lot of stuff interacts with people playing really good, and I get it. You know, you want to have a focus, and I'm happy he's trying to. Like during the season, he's focused, and even when that stuff is going on, this is one thing I do like about him. He is very focused. He doesn't let the
Outside
outside get
noise.
to him. Yeah,
Yeah.
outside noise affect his gameplay. And that's
I
one
thought
thing.
that's very important. Oh my
Yeah.
bad. Go on.
No, like you're saying, it's very important, and I really think he's going to be awesome. Like I'm excited to watch football. Like I won't lie to you guys. I grew up playing basketball. I don't really like basketball like that because of some certain reasons, but it's just like football is just that one sport that I just love to watch every game. Don't care if it's my team or not. You
Yeah.
know.
Back to Travis Hunter. One thing that like I like about him, he seemed like he has like a lot of composure because whenever he had all that stuff going on, man, I'm gonna keep it real with you. The average man is is up and leaving her in a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, to see them get married, knowing that they had a whole lot of stuff going on, they got to turn the comments off. Even even whenever like he got married, the NFL posted them, and they had to turn the comments off. So, you know, let's hope for like the best for him and stuff like that. But no, Travis Hunter seems like he has like a lot of composure, which we think that a lot of like these athletes do, but then they end up beating their girlfriend or something like that. And it's like, bro, you got everything that you work for, you know? You finally made it. Like your whole entire life has led up to like this point, and you gonna throw it away over somebody, you know, you over a certain situation, So Travis Hunter seems like he has good composure. I'm happy to see him flourish.
Dom, what's up, buddy? All right.
All right.
So let's get into a topic, shall we? And let's try to stay focused. We only have an hour and a half, and be mindful of each other in terms of time speaking. We used to do the time thing, but then it was a little like interesting to cut clips when doing the time. But if needed, we can. Topic number one. Right now, they're about to do tip off for the Thunder versus Wolves. Quick take, 45 seconds. Daniel, you go first. Do the Thunder close the series today? Closing 6. What does this mean for Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves? Pick something from it. Go for it.
Yes, sir. So, you know what? I got to be honest with y'all. I think OKC is a better team. I think they will end up winning the series. But I got Ant-Man and the Timberwolves winning tonight. The Wolves, they just started off the series shaky, but they've been coming along and getting better each and every game. I got them winning tonight, and then next game I got OKC winning. I think Ant-Man's just too much of a dog to just go out like this. So I got Timberwolves tonight.
Corey?
Like you said, I got the Timberwolves winning.
Let's go.
I got Timberwolves winning. Like you said, yes, the OKC is a better team, but we will see. And I just want to see like what's going to happen. Like I really want to see. I think it's going to be a better finals for if the Timberwolves win. It'll be a better game. Honestly, and that's really all I really got to say about it. Yeah, Ant-Man's gonna go crazy tonight. That's what I got my money on.
Mm-hmm.
Dom? It's like you unmute and you're still remaining quiet. It's kind of confusing.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I got Thunder tonight. I think the Timberwolves are going to be hungry, but I think as hungry as they are, the added rest of the Thunder have been getting all the last 2 or 3 months from winning series quickly, getting rest, all that stuff. That's just they're fresher. They're ready to go. I think they want some more rest. Go ahead, get the series finished with tonight. Get rest going to the finals.
Yeah, it is like not even fun how much better of a team, franchise, organization, superstar, like from top to bottom, the Thunder are over the Timberwolves, like in no remote fashion or any other players better. So, that kind of takes the pie there. Good afternoon. Yeah. Topic number 2, Knicks versus Pacers. What y'all think happens with that?
I'm tagging in first. Tag me in, coach.
Go ahead, Corey.
Go on in.
Man, I have to say, Pacers been hooping. I watched some of the game last night. I was just like, oh. I said, okay. And I honestly, the reason why I want them to win, I would love to see Miles get a ring, bro. And he deserved it. He been hooping. He should have got one his senior year. But, with Here's that. But he deserved it. They all deserve it, bro. They've been hooping. Like there's no set. You can't say they've not been hooping. They've been hooping. I would love to see them go to the finals and the championship and take that whole home. But that's what I gotta say. They're gonna win. The Knicks, I don't see the Knicks winning. It might be a better fight because they're at home, but I think I see the Knicks taking it home the next day. I mean, not Knicks, but the Pacers.
Daniel?
Yeah,
Pacers
I got
taking it
the
home.
Pacers. I got the Pacers winning the next game too. Kind of like you said, Corey. I would love to see Miles get a ring. Um, and it's really crazy. We got like a battle of like the light skins in like the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't know how I feel about it. I think that's also why I kind of got Ant-Man winning tonight. We need at least one dark skin like Black Air Force energy in the finals. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I would Pacers been hooping. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Halliburton because he's like a borderline superstar. That's where like I struggle with because during like the All-Star like game stuff like that, people was like, "Hey, he's not in that elite group." Last night might have established him for that elite group. So Halliburton's becoming a top tier player, y'all. And, it is what it is. And he's playing and playing perfect basketball. He has not turned the game or turned the ball over in the past 2 or 3 games, I believe, too. So, and that's all you want from a superstar, too.
Y'all cook up. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, I will say Halliburton this series has definitely pushed him up to that upper echelon. Especially if he comes back and next season, it like shows this isn't just a fluke playoff run. Yeah, he's definitely cemented himself into that upper group. But he did have, like you said, he had the All-Star surge, and then he kind of had that hamstring issue, which kind of slowed him down. And I think some people kind of gave up on him ever reaching that superstar status.
Yeah.
This series has definitely,
but it's there.
Yeah, the series has definitely took him to another level.
But so the thing is that like if he ends up winning the final, does that make him top 10? Because it's kind of tough to say that he led his team to like the finals and he's not a top 10 player. Because there's a whole lot of great players outside of like not in the playoffs right now,
Yeah.
And I don't think Halliburton's that good, but I mean I can't deny what he's doing.
Hey, yeah, I can't. But they hooping, bro, and
He hoping.
hooping, bro. I was like, ooh. I had to check on my son, make sure he's still super. But yeah, bro, like I was watching the game last night. My dad's like, yeah. And he's like excited for them. He's like, bro, this is who I want to win. And I was like, and my dad's a Memphis fan. So I'm just like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I would love if Miles got a ring. I really want to see him get a ring. By the way, you did say something earlier, Corey, about how he should have got one his senior year. I heavily disagree. He couldn't even make it out the first round, and that was with Javon by his side. Like, what are we doing? You got Javon and you got a 7-footer in high school. You can't make it out the first round. I'm sorry, you don't deserve a ring. You deserve everything that you got, and that's losing.
Oh, their basketball coach wasn't that good, bro. On God. I was really good at basketball, bro. I went to go try out. I went to go try out, bro.
Corey,
no, bro.
This is a 7-footer in high school.
Bro, they weren't coaching good and they weren't like putting like
no. Good. You got a 7-footer.
The roster was trash, bro. They didn't have nobody. They had Tyler Big Self on the court. What's Tyler gonna do? Tyler bulldozing people. Hey. Yeah, 7-footer. If you put the right people with that, bro, you can make a lot of things happen, bro.
Bro, it's high school, fam. It's high school. Most high school teams, bro, like their biggest players like 6'4", 6'5". if that. We had a 7-footer, and we couldn't get out the first round. And we had Javon. Come on, I'm just saying.
I don't know, man. I remember I went to go try out, bro. All I know, there was over 50 people and only five spots open. And then the people that made the team didn't even play. I'm just like, what's going on in this school, bro? We have people didn't even know how to dribble 2 basketballs. I was like, bro, what is going on? Yeah, and it was a lot to do with the coach, bro. Like I was just like, bro, I'm not sitting through all this. And I went to go watch some of them. They'll play a couple of times because I went to go watch the one game that they were on ESPN, and I was just like, this, and they were getting whooped. I think they even lost that game. Didn't they lose that game?
Yeah, that was the team with Justin Jackson.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like they weren't hooping like that, And it's like you can say sometimes it's the players, but bro, when it's in high school, bro, it's the coach. Let's be honest, bro. There's a reason why he's not there no more. Let's be honest. There's a reason why he's not there no more.
What are we talking about?
Something about Miles in high school, senior year. Saying the coach wasn't good. Coaching wasn't good.
Yeah, he got beat by 5 out. So, speaking of not good, so everyone here is gonna pick one. If you do the same as someone else, make sure your reasoning is different. Try to speak away from bias. Steph Curry, Allen Iverson, Russell Westbrook, Derrick Rose. If you had to pick one to start your franchise in their prime, you know what? Let's start over. Stephen Curry, Allen Iverson, Russell Westbrook, Derrick Rose. If you could construct a team around one of them to win a championship in their prime, which one are you choosing?
No. Tag in first.
Go ahead.
D Rose, one. I'm doing it. I'm moving around how he can able to pass, take it to the basket. I'm gonna do like a one, like make it so I can ISO also, and then also. And like deal with everything because like the reason why he got hurt, let's be honest, was because like he was doing a lot by himself and then he got tore his Achilles, right, and his knee, right. No, it was his ACL, right. What's his ACL? I think, if I'm not tripping. But that's who I would build my team around, would be D Rose, and I think my team would be crazy. I honestly think my team would be crazy.
Okay, someone go next.
I'm picking Stephen Curry. Out of the players on the list, he is the one that is the easiest to integrate into any system. He can play with the ball. He can play without the ball. He stretches the floor to a point that stretches the defense where they have to guard him as soon as he crosses half court. There's no system in which Stephen Curry wouldn't work. There's no team in which he can't do what he does. So if you're trying to build a championship team and you want to start somewhere, I would start with Steph.
Daniel?
Well, I wish Dom didn't really explain a whole lot because that was my answer. But basically against everybody else, I think Allen Iverson is a guy that he has to have like the ball in like his hands and make like an impact. Same thing with the Westbrook. They're just very ball dominant, whereas Curry's just as dangerous without the ball because then he could just run around miles on the floor, run through two or three different screens, and then get open and just stop and pop. All that it just makes him dangerous. He only needs like a little bit of space. So, yeah, I gotta go with Curry.
Yeah, I think if I could build a roster, then I would choose Stephen Curry. But if it was just like I had to just grab one and go, it would still be Steph Curry. And even if it was like, just like out of like what would I prefer, it'd still be Steph Curry. I think that like there's not a way that you would choose anything other than Steph Curry because all you would literally have to do is grab someone to guard ball, and he can do everything else. That's quite it's quite simple. He's a great facilitator, terrific finisher. He can score in the mid range with teardrops or jump shots and fades. I mean, he can do everything that you need, and he's going to do that for 48 minutes if you let him. And he's going to be running full speed the whole time. Yeah, that's the guy. In terms of current players, though, if you only had four slots for S tier point guards, who would be the four that you put in there? Anybody want to go first?
Luka, Shea, Curry. I don't want to fall victim to recency bias, but Halliburton has been upping his standing. So if I have to pick a fourth one right now, I would say Halliburton.
Okay.
If you asked me this prior to the Knicks Pacers series, I probably would have said Brunson.
Daniel?
I got a question for Dom real quick. How do you feel about Brunson being like benched later in like the game? Because it's been happening for the past few games.
It has been, and that's a tips call. Brunson is somewhat of a liability on defense, and if he's not giving you the offensive production that he's usually giving you, then he becomes a minus. So that's a tips call, but Brunson has had moments where he's been stepped up in the clutch, but recently we saw him trying to shoot that half-court three. He's also had some bad moments in the clutch recently. So that's tough, though, when you're taking your star player off the court in crucial moments. It's just tough on the coach to make that call. So I respect Tibbs for making that call, but it definitely puts the Knicks in a bad position because now you're looking for the production that he was giving you on offense, even though he was hurting you a little bit on defense. So
he's a cone on defense.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Because he wasn't the only one that's been benched. Carlton Towns got benched too. I just don't think they're both able to function at their highest capacity when on the court together. Regardless in all the numbers of benching and not benching, the highest plus minus in the whole series for the New York Knicks has been Deuce McBride. And the lowest plus minus in the whole series is Mikal Bridges. So regardless of how you play it, I mean we're seeing right now that it's not enough. I don't know if that's a penalty to Jalen Brunson and the biggest thing. Yeah, he's a cone, but you go look at the games. Tyrese Halliburton's coming out of the game too. I mean, a couple of players are coming out of the game. Anthony Edwards has came out of the game. Shea has came out of the game. He's the MVP.
Yeah.
So, out of the 4 S tier slots that you have, who would be your 4?
We're talking strictly point guards?
Starting point guards. If they've played a snap at the 1, they are considered a point guard.
We're talking left in like the playoffs or what? Exactly.
32 teams in the league.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean SGA. Going with gotta go with Curry. Really, just whoever brings up the ball up because we're really in the era positionless basketball. So this is obviously I'm going with the guys that've been doing it for a while. So I'm going with Braun too.
All right.
It's just there's no wrong answer thing like question.
Okay.
I apologize. That's not an answer you want to hear, but I'm spitting facts.
Who's the fourth one?
Holy crap. I went blank. This is crazy. Give me Luka.
Okay. So the Lakers had 2 S-tier point guards, and they're out first round in 5 games. Okay. Corey.
Yeah. The point guard wasn't the issue, though.
All right, you're going to think I'm crazy, though. All right, I have some picks. My dad said TJ McConnell.
You said who?
TJ McConnell.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. I would pick definitely Steph. And then I would put I don't really know. You have to skip me. I don't really know.
You said you put Steph and then skip me?
Yeah, Steph. All right. Steph, LaMelo, Kyrie, and I think that's really it. I think that's who I can really think off my dome.
You can't think of a fourth name. Just any name out there. Davion Mitchell. You can't think of anybody.
I thought about Davion Mitchell, but
no, you didn't, bro.
Really...
Bro, there's no way out of all the point guards in the league.
Or Shaw.
Okay, Shea. Perfect. Okay. For me personally, in terms of point guards, I got Cade Cunningham. I got Stephon Curry. I got Tyrese Halliburton. And through obligation, I had to put the MVP in that 4th slot. But I feel like people like Luka, Brunson, LaMelo, James Harden are all like A tier, you know? But like the thing that they're missing is like detrimental, you know?
What do you mean exactly?
Okay, so let's cook. Let's go name by name. Luka's inability to be on the court defensively and his ability to stay consistent in terms of health and stamina for 82 games plus playoffs takes him out of S tier for Grayson. Trae Young, you want to talk about a cone? Man. Buddy is guaranteed to have a 3.0 assist turnover ratio, but that 3.0 is like 12 assists with like 4 turnovers. And it's a high octane offense, but a very high opening defense as well. I don't think he'll ever be the point guard of a championship team, even if you put him with the disciples from the book of the Bible. I don't think he can be the point guard on that team. I love Trae Young. I love his game. There's no disrespect to him. Jalen Brunson, I think that if you take away the ability to craft and manipulate, I think he is a A- offensive player, but he is treacherous on defense. And not only does he play bad defense, but he picks up bad fouls, like really bad fouls. And I think he would be the most fined player in the league if the NBA did flop fines. over Embiid. Who else did I say? LaMelo. I think LaMelo is great. I think LaMelo, in terms of guards, is actually better than Anthony Edwards. The only thing Anthony Edwards does better than LaMelo is dunk. I think if LaMelo had a 40-inch vert, he'd probably be the best player in the league. What'd you say?
Athleticism.
Yeah. His
athleticism.
Yeah, like in terms of quirkiness, LaMelo's got him. His bag is deeper. His shot is better and more consistent and deeper. His ability to finish is better. He just doesn't dunk as ferociously or jump as high. He grabs rebounds just fine. He makes better passes. LaMelo's great, but LaMelo can't play 82 games. And if he does, he plays in like games of 15 instead of like consistently doing it. So he'll have like a Kobe White where it's like 15 games are averaging 35, 7, and 9. And then he'll have 10 games where he's averaging 15, 3, and 4. Like, what just happened? So that is like, well, I can't put him in S tier. But I also can't penalize him for being in a poverty franchise, you know? I feel like he'll play much better on a bigger franchise.
The only thing like I disagree with you right there is that I don't think you can really rate LaMelo's bag because he has a lot of wasted dribbles. He wastes a lot of dribbles. He over dribbles a lot of times whenever he has the ball. And for me, that kind of discredits his bag. Like, don't get me wrong. He has moves. He has a bag. But it's consistently him over dribbling.
Okay, hold on. Whoa. He's never played for a system, first of all. He has never played for a head coach that said, you're going to play my way or play on the highway. So we really don't know how much he over or under dribbles in terms of efficiency compared to what he can and can't do. We know for a fact he isn't a telephone booth scorer.
Does he over dribble? Yes or no?
Does that take away from the fact he has a bag? No.
But I'm just saying it discredits his bag because he over dribbles so much.
Okay, name me another player who over dribbles that discredits his bag. I'll wait.
That discredits their bag? No players over dribble like him.
No, not like him. Just name another player.
No players over dribble, honestly.
I would say just LaMelo.
The only person I would say Curry does, but not.
No, he doesn't.
Different.
LaMelo plays for a team. LaMelo plays for a team that has 8 wins a season. So he can take really, really stupid shots all game long. So if you want to talk about his over dribbling, you also got to talk about
Jordan Poole.
Okay, I can see Jordan Poole with the Wizards, but again, that's a poverty franchise. And LaMelo,
what you say? It comes down to the franchise.
I'm saying that so what I said, he hasn't played for a head coach and a winning team on a big stage every night. He plays out there, he doesn't care. But if you see his matchups against tier talent, he goes bang for bang or better, always. Like he's out there playing hee-hee-ha-ha ball, and I agree. He's over dribbling, he's taking stupid shots, one-legged fade threes. It's retarded. Wow, don't get canceled. It's crazy. But at the same time, it's like, dude, like, what do you expect? Miles Bridges plays 50 games a season because he can't keep his hands to himself. And no one else on that team deserves more than 5 jump shots. Maybe Brandon Miller? But Brandon Miller's smooth, but he can't create his own jump shot consistently. So what do you expect LaMelo to do?
His excessiveness to over dribble just kind of takes away. Like, I don't say take away from like his game because it's honestly what makes him special.
Thank you.
It's just it's really well. I mean,
does Darius Garland over dribble?
Harden. No.
Does James Harden over dribble?
I would say in his prime, yes, but now I would say no.
Does Luka over dribble?
He can.
Does Trae Young over dribble?
He can, yeah.
because I'm pretty sure every one of them people, I'm just gonna list them 5, have a higher ball usage rating than LaMelo. So,
I see what you mean.
but I get it. Sometimes it could be like, bro, you're just standing in place, slamming the ball against the wood. Do something. But that's what makes him special, because like the defender is sitting there scared as hell. Every single move he does, the defender is jumping and jigging and biting because he can do something off of it. Like, that's what makes it like, but it's fun. You know, like, it'd be different if you were like, bro, what are you doing? You're sitting there like Rudy Gobert trying to ISO. Like, what are we doing right now? You're not going to shoot a 3. We know you got to get to the basket to score. It's not going to happen, right? Someone like Zion, it's no point of dribbling. It's no point. You know, no matter how much he dribbles, he's going to put his head down and go. But LaMelo, he can go left, he can go back, he can go forward, he can go sideways, he can do so many different things. I mean, it's okay. I feel like someone like Kyrie is a great example of not needing to do it, but if he wants to, he can take you to school, right? I think LaMelo, unfortunately, does need to put a couple extra dribbles together to get chaining like Jordan Poole, which I agree. Absolutely.
Don't get me wrong, Kyrie, you can over dribble too, but it's just different. Like it's different. I don't put him in like that category.
You said Kyrie be over dribbling.
Like he's plotting like his next move. Kyrie's like he don't over dribble. He's plotting like how he's gonna cross you up. He's not a real
like no, so I think Kyrie can over dribble. I think it depends on who like he has on him, but I think he can over dribble. But the thing about him is that he can over dribble because he's really setting you up, kind of thing.
Yeah,
and
like
he's gonna get the buzzer regardless. Yeah, like it's different.
You know what I noticed? Like, well, they were talking about this in like the Kobe Bryant thing with Kobe was talking about Kyrie going left and then going right, going back left, back right, and doing a sidestep, whatever. You know, like he takes what the defense gives him. And I feel like that is something that is a little lost in today's game of young rising stars, is the ability to take what the defense gives them. I think a lot of young stars are really good at getting to their spots, i.e. Anthony Edwards, i.e. LaMelo, i.e. Devin Booker, Cade Cunningham, Paulo. But I think that someone like Shea, what makes him so like great in that aspect is he'll really just take whatever you give him, and if he traps you into that and you're jumping around, well, it's a foul. I mean, I hate to defend it, but damn, like that's the truth. I feel like that's something that LaMelo might be missing, Anthony Edwards might be missing. That's what we're clearly seeing right now, Anthony Edwards. When you can't get to your spot and you just have to make shake with what you got, you can't do it, bud. And I don't know. I mean, it's more disappointing than anything else.
I also think that players that where like their game is like within like the mid range, they just waste less dribbles, and SGA just fits that to like a T. So I think like SGA is like a more flashy DeMar DeRozan, because DeMar's game is like the midi too. It's just SGA is just smoother, a little bit more flashier. I don't know if like that kind of makes sense, but like just mid range game, like mid range games are just like you get to like your spot, you set them up, stop and pop kind of thing.
I'm not gonna lie. In terms of, I know, nasty comparison incoming. In terms of careers, I think Shea's already got DeMar DeRozan beat for a landslide on like who would you have person for person, respectfully. I think the fact that DeMar DeRozan,
he has an MVP.
I think the fact that DeMar DeRozan neglected just trying to learn how to shoot threes, just like butchers his career. Damn. I mean, how do you shoot 90% from the mid range but don't even try to shoot threes?
No, I feel you. I think it's just you just sticking to what like you're good at, but also him going to San Antonio didn't help either.
What are you talking about? It's not like he went there for 5 years.
No, I know, but like
What
You can
differently
still
did
add to like your game.
what differently did
No,
he do in
so
San
okay,
Antonio that he did in Toronto, Kyle Lowry?
well, I know, but like my point is that like Spurs kind of hinder your game because you're playing within like a very strong system. Like you're playing a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Whereas in Toronto, they was just hooping. Like they was going out there freely hooping.
Okay, so then he
Whereas
asked out
Spurs,
of the
you
Spurs,
you fit. Yeah,
and then he went to the Bulls, right? Or did he go somewhere else before that?
yeah.
And then what happened?
No, I think
How many playoff games did he win?
none.
Okay,
Right?
all right. So I think that closes that off. I mean, I like DeMar; he's a great player, but I mean, I feel like Shea's more of like
Oh, I agree with you. I mean, he has an MVP. I don't think DeMar ever placed top 3 in MVP.
I
So
think if Jokic even would have won the MVP this year, I'm still taking Shea all time dead ass right now over any form of DeMar DeRozan. Period.
I mean, Shea really only has 2 elite seasons under his belt.
I'm taking the current version right now of Shea. Current version.
Okay. Okay. All right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I think.
So you're just talking about terms of just play style. And where they
Yes.
at.
Because Shea can play
I
on
got
and
you.
off ball, where DeMar plays on ball to score, not necessarily to facilitate. And it's from an awkward standpoint of back to the basket at the elbow. What the hell are we doing?
Yeah.
That is not today's basketball. You're never going to win playoff games doing that. You got to shoot threes, bud. You know? Like,
Yeah.
I don't think you win if he's the best player on your team. And he can't be the third best player on the team taking 15, 20 shots from the elbow as a shooting guard small forward. What the fuck? You are not Kevin Durant. I don't that
Yeah.
I just don't see it. like the falling apart of the Sacramento Kings is just abysmal to me. I don't know if anyone else has any input on that, but Jesus Christ. Why would you trade all of that for that?
Yeah, they so the Kings just look like they were headed in like the right direction, and then it just feel like they just stopped. So I don't really know what they're doing over there.
Anybody else have anything
But
to say about
they could have something under their belt. Just we just may not understand it right now. Or ever.
I don't know. Your star player asks for help, and then you do a star player swap because you had too much in one position, and then you get a player who is really good at grabbing offensive rebounds, mid at grabbing defensive rebounds, mid at protecting the paint, and a little bit of lineage with his last name, and then you commit to building around him. Fire the head coach, trade the point guard away, and now he's crying for a big man and a point guard. I mean, you have nothing over there.
Yeah, I can't tell you what direction they're headed, in all honesty. But it looked like they were showing some promise whenever like that, like the playoffs and stuff like that. And then I don't know. I don't understand.
Yeah. Speaking of who they traded, Tyrese Halliburton. What's a peak for Tyrese Halliburton? Is this the best he'll be, or can he get better?
I don't see him winning an MVP.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean his peak is probably him winning like a finals MVP. I don't know if he'll ever get. I don't want to say ever get back because he's still kind of young. But I mean, we're a lot of players were hurt. Like who knows if JT didn't go down? You know what I'm saying? Who like the Celtics were the favorite for like a long time. They're the reigning champs, obviously. Um, but I mean, I don't want to say like he got lucky this season because I don't believe that because obviously as time gone on, he's proven why they belong there. So. But peak wise, I see him still getting better, but I don't see him being an MVP candidate.
Corey?
My bad. I'm eating dinner. I'm
Okay. Well, I think that Halliburton could be the face of the league.
Oh,
Hear me out. Hear me out. As big as the Knicks are, there's a lot of Nick haters. As big as OKC is in terms of their little bitty group that's a really big gang, there's a lot of SGA haters. Like, really, really hear me out. Boston Celtic haters, right? Like, there's more people that are team everyone else than team super
but,
team. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
So if Halliburton is the leader of that organization, which we clearly is not going to be Ant right now. Sorry, is not. So anti-Lakers, anti-Celtics, anti-Knicks, anti-SGA, anti the Nuggets.
But you also got to think about this. So if you're going to be like the face of the league, that means that most likely your play style has to be flashy, and people are going to want to see you to tune in.
Dude, he
Are
just had
you
a.
saying? Are you saying that that you rather sit down and watch Halliburton over a few players like this week?
All right, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm not exaggerating. If Tyrese Halliburton was on the Lakers, he would dead ass be modern day Magic Johnson. Do you understand the comparisons they would make about him? He just had a he just had a triple double with no turnovers, and he's had several 2020 games with no turnovers.
I see what you're saying.
Unnecessarily, he be doing spin, no look passes on wide open. He purposely tries to be flashy. And not to mention, do you see the amount of weird, just weird, that's the only word to describe it, weird ways that he knows how to win a game? And he's the culprit every time. He's taking a shot. He's making a steal. He's getting the rebound. It's weird because he has an ugly ass jump shot, but he really be doing it. Like, for real.
No, I know he'd be doing it. That's the frustrating part. But I still don't think he could be the face of the league. Don't get me wrong. He has the stats to back it up, but I just think that more goes into it. I don't think he's very marketable, if I can be honest with you. That also ties into being like the face of like the league.
I agree.
Like, he's a pretty boring person. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Yeah. So, whereas Ant, obviously Ant's not, I don't want to say he's not a winner, but Ant's just more appealing. LeBron's more appealing. Luka's more appealing. Like, they're just players that are more appealing than him. Now, don't get me wrong. If he was on the Lakers, obviously he would have a much bigger brand and stuff like that because it's like the Lakers. But I don't think he can be the face of the league, especially not in Indiana, if I can be honest with you.
Until it was.
He don't get me wrong. What he's been able to do like this, like so far, like just like this season, he's been taking down some like big headed monsters and stuff like that. In terms of like, big marketed teams and stuff like that. And I see what you were saying whenever you was like, oh, there's like a lot of haters that are like, oh, anybody but this team or this team or this team. But if you're gonna choose a team to root for, are you gonna choose Indiana over other teams?
Are you gonna
Let's be real?
No, let's be real. Are you choosing Indiana right now, or are you rooting for the Knicks? Out of the 4 teams that's left, who's the only team playing ethical, actual basketball? Undeniable, unarguable.
Yeah, I'll probably say Indiana, then OKC.
Yep. Team ball, individual ball, random greatness, like just put a name on somebody's back and say go for it, and somehow, some way they gonna do it. Like right now, the Thunder are beating the Timberwolves 32-14. I'm already printing out my Indiana jersey.
Oh my gosh. You're gonna get a Halliburton jersey?
No.
Yeah.
Probably something clean like a Nimhard or something.
Yeah, no. But hey, I just want to say something. You just said no about buying a jersey to a dude that you said could be the face of the league.
I said he could be. I didn't say he was
Could
right
be.
now. I think that he has something that Tatum doesn't.
What is that?
Okay, look. What's the obvious thing missing from Tatum to be the face of the league? He's cringy.
He's cringy as hell. Yeah, he is.
All right. So a part of being the quote unquote light skin aura that Tatum is that, if you're around a bunch of the homies and their girlfriends, everybody knows who Tatum is. Because the girlfriends look at Tatum like, oh, he's so cute, so pretty, so yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, and all the guys hate him.
Yes. Now, this is the thing about Mr. Halliburton. Pause.
There's something that discredits. No. There's a lot of stuff that discredits Halliburton too. His shot's ugly. He's a milkman. All right, he's boring. All right, off the court, if you look at his fits, they've been kind of questionable.
But it sells, dude. It sells. This dude's father walked up with an Indiana flag in front of Giannis' face, dude.
Okay, hold on. I want you to name another milkman that is praised to be a milkman.
Julius Randle.
Okay. Hey man, that's different. He's been like the league. He's established, bro. He's a vet. It's different.
I'm saying, okay, look, you would look at Shea different if he was light skinned. He would be cringe, and he's barely not cringe now.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't really find him. Okay. The only time
come on, bro.
Cringe.
The whole team putting towels on this man, passing out.
I love it.
Of course you do, because he's dark skinned. But if he wasn't, you would think it was cringe.
No, the only thing I dislike about SGA is just like his Instagram captions. They just be he just be trying to be Shakespeare. Outside of that, I got no problem with what he does.
Look, man, it's only one Halliburton.
If he was light skinned, he would not bother me at all. I do think SGA can be corny at times. Like whenever he was like, my whole life is consistent. Yeah, I'm like, everybody's is. Like, let's keep it real. That's not really, everybody's like, oh, that's a bar. Yeah. But no, outside of that, no, if he was light skinned, I would think of him as like the same. If
do you look at him as Canadian?
He would be holding us back. That's hard. So I want to say no, but he never fails to rep Canada. You know what I'm saying?
Where he go to college?
He went to. Didn't he go to Kentucky?
Yep. You know where he went to high school?
Yeah. No, because it's somewhere in. Oh wait, no. Did he go to high school in? Actually, no, I don't.
What about middle school?
I don't know any middle.
America.
Oh, he did?
America.
Oh. You learn something new every day.
So why are we treating? Because we haven't had a U.S. MVP since bruh. Shea is American. I don't care what you say. That man has spent more time here than elsewhere. What are we talking about right now?
Okay, but if
that man is Canadian American.
If we're gonna, it's kind of off topic, but if we're gonna keep like the same energy, then we should be telling Joel to go play with Cameroon and not us in like the Olympics.
No, because Joel Embiid chose his side, right? Not only did he choose his side, but he was massacred by like the 4 other countries that he could have chosen to play for, right? And that's what made Giannis so like, yeah, Team Greek. But you can't play both sides of the coin. When it's time for the underwear commercials, you're American. But then when it's time for votership, you're Canadian. When it's time to be the superstar of a team, you're Canadian because you don't want to be the bench on the American team. Like, what are we talking about right now? You can't play both sides. I mean, you can, but it's not right.
Yeah, but like, does he not fail to rep Canada anytime it's Like
beneficial to him.
Canada.
Anytime it's beneficial to him.
Well, what else do you want him to do?
I want him to put the Crip and the Blood flags together and raise both hands and call it a day.
So you want him to rep both countries?
I want him to rep both countries and just call it what it is. He's Canadian American, period.
You know what? I think you're just having withdrawals from Memorial Day.
No, it's not. It's not. See, the problem that I have is that people have this thing about Tyrese Halliburton. He dresses like a white boy. He talks like a white boy. He's a weird light skin that chases the milk and does dances. But he's never claimed to not be that. He's always had that same dress like he's in a French high school with the big ass glasses when he's off the court. He's always been that way. Ever.
And they talk about Logic like that too.
Right. But Logic asks for it. Logic asks for it. I listened to so much Logic growing up and rerunning those songs and listening. I'm like, this dude is the epitome of reverse racism. He asked to be criticized from the color of his skin, the contents of his character. Period. I think that's an identity for some people, but it's not for Tyrese Halliburton. Halliburton's identity is getting buckets. And everyone in the league hates him, which says something. If everybody in the league don't like you, that's saying something. Now, if everybody in the league thinks you're cool, but thinks you're overrated, that's also saying something. They could be hating on you. You feel me? And he went from being overrated to, what the hell-y? What the hell-y? Tyrese Halliburton. He's on top of the globe right now. You can't tell me a hotter athlete in the world than Tyrese Halliburton.
A hotter athlete?
So, no, big relax, big pause. So you tell me if he...
All right.
So he does this year, and he beats Shea. He beats the Knicks, then beats Shea. First of all, he beats the Knicks. He's going to be a supervillain to the whole state of New York. Trae Young's out the door. It's Halliburton town time now. Every time the Knicks plays, F Halliburton, like, that's going to be it. He already is the nemesis of the Bucks. He beats SGA. That's an instant lock for two small town, whatever. He do that 2 or 3 more years, but you have no choice. It's like Jokic. People for the longest was like, Jokic isn't the best player. Jokic isn't the best player. But you, after a while, you just, damn, you got it, bro. If LaMelo never leaves Charlotte, he'll never be the face of the league. Anthony Edwards with the Timberwolves. He'll never be the face of the league.
He could.
How?
Bro, he's been talked about a whole lot this season.
Watch this. He's been talked about off what he does against the current aging superstars. Why? Because of ego. Watch this, Daniel. The ego of LeBron, of Kevin Durant, of X, Y, and Z allowed them to say, no, I don't want to run trap. I don't want to win the game. I want to check this young rising superstar who's calling me out 1v1. And the only one who won that is Kyrie Irving. That speaks to Kyrie Irving's greatness. Now the younger teams says, F all that. We about to blitz your ass. You get the ball out and call it a day. And he can't do nothing about it. That's a Devin Booker effect. He's no special. That right there alone makes him just an average guy. He'll never be a superstar league. He can't be the blitz.
I don't think, okay, first off, there's a lot of things that make Anthony Edwards appealing. I think he brings back old school basketball, which a lot of players nowadays don't. Nowadays, I'm talking about terms like old heads and how they view basketball. So one thing that they dislike about the NBA is that everybody's friends, right?
Yep.
All right, Anthony Edwards, he's the kind of person where if you wear another jersey, I'm gonna go right through you, right? Mm-hmm. So he appeals to like the older crowd more. He's talking shit. He's not afraid to back down. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can get it. So he brings back like that old school basketball feel. That's why I think he appeals to like a larger crowd. And then also it's just him being unapologetically him. So if you want to talk about culture wise, so he appeals to older people because of how he is, his determination, his demeanor. And then he also appeals to the culture wise because he's unapologetically him. And then he also appeals to young kids because he's on commercials. And he's still himself, whether he's in an interview, out on the street, or in a commercial. So I think he appeals to a lot of people And that's why. And then he's also in a town like Minnesota, which Minnesota is known to be pretty vanilla. You get what I'm saying? So I think he appeals a lot. So he has like a lot of different demographics on like his side, which is why I think he can be the face of the league. And at one point, I think this season he was the face like the league.
No, hell no.
Okay.
First of all, in no point in time this season was Anthony Edwards the face of the league. Second of all,
he was more talked. He was early on. He was more talked about than probably anybody.
No.
Hey.
Early on, the most talked about thing was LeBron James and Bronny.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. But that's because like Lakers stuff is so forced.
I understand. I'm not saying I disagree. Yeah. I agree with you. But we gotta speak facts for facts. Like another fact coming right up. You take away the gun stuff, Ja Morant's a bigger superstar than any of them fools.
But you can't take it away.
You can't take it away. Exactly. So just as much you can't take away that, you can't take away baby mama allegation, baby mama allegation. Huh?
Yeah. That's we're talking storylines then.
Yeah, I thought that's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
So I mean, as much as you know, Ja has a thing going on with want to be a gangster, and you know it benefits Ant because he's actually from the trenches, where Ja's from the gated community. Dude, something that is treacherous in the trenches is having a bunch of baby mamas that you just don't care about, and he just loves it. That's a part of the game.
It fits it to a T, yeah.
So maybe he'll be the face of the league BLM. Maybe he'll be the face of the league in the hood, Kyrie Irving. But in terms of totality, no. Unless he does an identity thing, he changes number again, he shaves his head, he shows up, and now he has this family. I know this was talked about in the mass media maybe a year or two ago, a couple months ago again.
Oh, just like helping out like his image and stuff?
Yes, sir. And I promise you, the second he does that, remember, he's only 23. The second he does that, it's over. It's over. But how he is right now, he's not playing the politics.
No, I know. But he's gotten this big, and he's everywhere while not playing the politics.
Yeah, I agree.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He doesn't get bashed. He doesn't get bashed for his antics. People love him for his antics. You get what I'm saying? Whereas it was different for Iverson. You know what I'm saying?
I think
it's.
I agree with you.
What's up?
I agree with you. But what I think differs is half of the season nobody talked about Anthony Edwards because of the injuries to Dante DiVincenzo and Julius Randle. People forgot, unless you were a fanatic of basketball, people forgot the Timberwolves existed. So his whole season went behind the scenes with the great amount of times he shot threes this season. His 3-point percentage going up, but also the fact that he hasn't been finishing around the rim. Things that he's been greatly known for have been completely downsized this season, and nobody knows because nobody cares about Minnesota basketball. Now, why am I saying that? You can't be the superstar of the league, and people only talk about you when you're winning. You can't. So, if he was out first round, we would not be having conversations about Anthony Edwards right now. We wouldn't. But yet, we still have a conversation about LeBron and Steph. They find their way in the conversation every single time. That's face of the league. Like, if Zion played 82 games, that's a big if next season. There's not a player on the planet who is better than him in terms of getting it done. It might be boring as hell to watch him rinse, wash, repeat. But, man, is he going to get it done. If Wemby is healthy and plays 82 games and they win 50 games, he's the best player in the league and he's going to keep it for 20 years.
So you think that they could be bigger than Jokic?
Yes, because Jokic is. This is why I say that. We only know Jokic as an MVP because of what his plus minus is compared to the rest of the roster when he is off the court. Like, he is the definition of, damn, if I wasn't playing. He was like Steph Curry that one year when he broke his wrist. They were like 18 wins, but then he came back and went to the NBA Finals the next season. Jokic gets off the court for 2 minutes, and then the other team goes on a 13-0 run. Like, what are we talking about? Every single time.
Good.
And you have an aging Aaron Gordon. You have a inconsistent Michael Porter. Jamal Murray, I don't know if he's in love with the game anymore. You have that head coach, I don't believe in him. Huh?
Who don't you believe is
Jamal Murray.
Murray. Okay.
Maybe he wasn't healthy, but it seemed as though he just didn't care about the game anymore. Or maybe we were seeing the difference in coaching that drew up plays to allow Jamal Murray to have more space and freedom to score.
Yeah.
But regardless, I think that Jokic has so many things simultaneously falling around him that it is going to be damn, like, wow. It doesn't matter if he puts up triple doubles the next 2-3 seasons. He was third in steals, points, rebounds, and assists.
Everything. Yeah.
Third or better. Are you kidding me? I mean, there's nothing more he can do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say if the 500 Spurs all of a sudden turn into a 50-win team, which is, I don't know, maybe like 15 more wins. Let's give him 10, 15 more wins. And Wemby plays 78 out of 82 of those games. The numbers that he will put up without even trying, buddy, he's the best player in the league, and you can't argue it.
Mm-hmm. I got you. I can see it.
Especially if they get that third weapon. Because remember, he's playing with De'Aaron Fox now. The thing with Chris Paul, I thought about this earlier with the group chat when I sent that tweet in and everybody kind of comments on it. The thing about Chris Paul is that he does elevate to teach ball knowledge, okay? But Chris Paul cannot teach one thing. Chris Paul cannot teach you how to win. Popovich being there is going to teach Wemby how to win consistently, the right way, the true way, in a way that is so pure it can't be taken from him, no matter where he goes. You add De'Aaron Fox to that, a person who wants to win and who plays at 3 times the pace that 40-year-old Chris Paul plays in. Woo boy. All they need is some person that can rather hit really, really good threes or play really, really good defense. And I mean, they're easily top 4 in the West next season.
If everything goes right.
Yeah. If they just stay healthy. Easy.
Yeah. Mm.
But the same goes for if, obviously, look, it's 55-27. This is a done deal. And Minnesota did the same thing they did last year. They took advantage of the moment. And nobody expected them to do anything. And they'll go away with a slap on the wrist. They overachieved. Oh, well. Right? Who cares? Good job. But how much better will they get? Question mark? I don't know. The Lakers.
Yeah.
The Lakers go sign Miles Turner. They're instantly a playoff threat. Right?
But I don't think Miles Turner wants to leave.
No, but what I'm saying is there are a couple of teams in the West right now where if they need to make
they're just a piece away.
They're a piece away.
I got you. Yeah.
The Timberwolves are not that. Okay, see?
I feel like they are.
Who?
Back-to-back, the Timberwolves, back-to-back ECF appearances.
WCF.
It's nothing to be taken. Sorry, WCF. It's nothing to take nothing to take lightly.
Okay. How old is Rudy Gobert?
I think he's 32.
Okay. What was so significant about the Lakers series with Rudy Gobert?
Oh, he exposed them.
He exposed them how?
Like their lack of like height and just paint defense.
But when he was on offense, what was he doing?
Oh, he was scoring.
He was scoring.
Game.
So what has he not been doing in the Golden State series and the OKC series?
Scoring.
Okay. I'll give it to you even worse. Right now, it is 57-27 with 2 minutes left in the second quarter, and he has 0 jump shots attempted.
Mm.
Okay. So, it's deeper than scoring. That's here. Now, that's not going to get any better. Not next year, not 2 years from now. It's not. Julius Randle playing 10 more games is not going to change anything for that team next year. I don't think Randle's getting much better than what he already is. He's not a bad player, but he's not getting much better than what he already is. Is Dante DiVincenzo a need a mover? Is Dante DiVincenzo getting better, or is he locked in as a role player?
I don't think he's a role player.
Okay. What about Jaden McDaniels?
Role player.
Okay. So that means we are bent on the success of the growth and the expectation of being the face of the league / Anthony Edwards for that team's success, which means they are not a player away. They are a superstar becoming the superstar for a series away, and that is way over there. That's like Houston Rockets. You know, that's in that hemisphere. Like we could say the same thing about Shea and OKC last year. They're missing their superstar. They're missing, you know what I mean? Like they can't move Rudy Gobert. They paid too much for Rudy Gobert. Julius Randle's stuck. Anthony Edwards is the face. You just got to ride or die with that. Accept what you get.
But what were they supposed to do after last season?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They overachieved last season and then said, you know what? We're going to take this overachieve and take it as we underachieved, and we can get better. And then they did a swap and got to the exact same space. Daniel, what does a difference do? You just added more money to your bid.
Yeah, you're right.
And with the size of their market, they don't even have the luxury of gambling. The Lakers can gamble every 3 years. Timothy Mozgov, Luol Deng, they can gamble every 2 to 3 years because a reset's coming.
Yeah.
And they don't have that market. So unless Anthony Edwards leaves, which that'll do it. I don't think that nah. They're not at the right speed right now. They're gonna get passed by a couple of teams. And let OKC lose in the finals in like 5. And I know, Boston Celtics, here we go again. Should you have blown it up a couple years ago? No, because then they wouldn't have won the 1 ring. But if you would have blew it up a couple years ago, who knows what you would have with that team right now. But instead, the Celtics overall go 1-4 with Tatum and Brown, whopping. And now it's supposed to be a dynasty. Imagine if OKC holds on to all those picks and all them players they cannot pay instead of going to get a superstar and winning now. I overtalked. Sorry. Oh, I can't hear you, Daniel.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
You hear me? Yeah, no, picks are always like a gamble. I just think that very rarely whenever you have like so many picks and you draft well and you draft players that mesh well, it's very rare.
Give me like 2 minutes, bro.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Go for it.
No, just OKC. It like I never thought of them as an amazing front office, but I think they just did things the right way. The Timberwolves. I don't want to say the Timberwolves front office is bad because based off of last year, they were a complete team. So it's kind of been rough to see like their downfall. I don't know what they need. And you also said like they don't have like a lot of money to spend and stuff like that. They're in a tough situation for real. I wish they never went out and got Rudy Gobert because he traded for an older star anyways, whereas Cat's a two-way player. But the Timberwolves are definitely in a interesting predicament. So yeah, I agree with you. They are not a piece away. I think they're just screwed for like the next few years. Celtics should probably blow it up, but actually, I think they should blow it up because I think their front office is good enough to put the pieces back together.
Hold on now. Now, I'm going to help you with a reminder, and maybe I could be wrong. Do you remember the dynasty-changing trade they made like 10 years ago?
Let me think, 10 years ago. So we're talking about 2015. 2015.
Around 10 years ago.
Oh, you talking about Kyrie?
Nope.
That one?
A little bit before that.
A little bit before. I'm not sure. Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce going to the Nets.
Oh.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like that kind of saved their franchise, didn't it? Kind of seemed a little like that shouldn't have happened, right?
Yeah.
What about Giannis saying, "Oh no. I want Damian Lillard. Drew Holiday's not special. Let's just give him away for a bag of chips."
Yeah, literally.
I think that some teams get blessed with fortune as well as fame. The Celtics and Lakers will always be taken care of, and I will not give that as 100% credit to the front office. I cannot do that. I do think that however you play the cards, they have to do something because they can't afford to keep Porzingis, Holiday, and White. And Tatum's going to be gone 2 years. The rest of this year and all of next year. So then what do you do when you just paid Jaylen Brown all that money to be Robin? Not even a Batman. You're muted. Yo.
Sorry about that. Philip was calling me. But yes, I would keep Jaylen Brown because I think he's only 27. I don't think anybody's gonna be worth taking on his contract and stuff like that unless they are a piece away. And I think with like his play style, he just can't go anywhere. So it depends on like a certain team, but you never know. I mean, hey, I would love to see him. I think he would mix well in San Antonio. But yes, I don't think anybody's gonna be willing to take on his contract. I think they should blow it up because you get Jaylen Brown, but he's only 27. By the time like y'all get things on and going, he's gonna be 29, which I think you would still have another 3 to 4 years of him in like his prime. But once again, I don't think he's in that elite category, but I do think he's still worth keeping though. But everything else, I suggest like you blow up. But the front office is smart enough. That's why I trust in them.
Okay, give me a 1.5 minute rant on whatever you feel.
Whatever I feel.
So I can get you a clip.
Oh, okay. First things first, I'm kind of glad you stopped bringing up the Angels because they have just plummeted. The Rangers are kind of getting better.
Baseball just gotta be explained, bro.
Man, dude.
And they're playing my Yankees right now, so.
Yeah, but y'all are barely getting past us, so I'm not too worried. But yeah, baseball as a whole has just not been entertaining so far. There's only one team that's actually fun to watch, two teams. That's the Cubs and Tigers. Outside of that, baseball's hard to watch. Basketball obviously is interesting because we don't have a repeat team going back to like the finals, which is going to be really, really fun. So I'm eager to see OKC and the Pacers. That's a dark skin versus a light skin. That's gonna be fun. Man, this is like I was trying to think of like a dark skin that was in like the 2010s against like Drake or Chris Brown, but I can't think of anybody. But no. I really hope we have a banger series. I would hate it if it turns out to be another gentleman swept like it was last year. But no, I think it's an amazing time for sports right now. And then we're also warming up towards a training camp for football too. It's a fun time to be a sports fan.
Okay, give me a controversial take.
Controversial take. Man. I don't think Halliburton's a superstar still. I just don't think he's there yet. Is he playing like one? Yes. But to be in that elite category, you got to do it for a season and the postseason. He's really just done it for the past series and a half. So I don't think he's there yet. I think. I do think Jokic should have won the MVP. But I don't know. Sports as a whole has just been slacking on MVPs. I think Lamar Jackson should have won it last year. Actually, no, I take that back. Josh Allen deserved it. He didn't have any other Pro Bowlers. I don't have any controversial takes. I'm sorry.
Brock Purdy, top 5?
No. But he performs like a top 5 player. Top 5 quarterback. But I don't think he is, though. But no. Obviously, my top 5 quarterbacks, Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Lamar. Gotta go with Jalen Hurts, even though I don't think he's that good. Who's your top 5?
That 5.
Mm.
But I think that, like, if you put them all in a system that best complemented their archetype, that 5 would change.
I agree, but that like huge Jared Goff is in a system where he can flourish.
Yes. Well, if you give Trevor Lawrence that team, they win the same amount of games.
Oh, Trevor Lawrence is. What do you see in Trevor Lawrence?
I see a quarterback that doesn't have the hands around him to hold onto the ball, that doesn't have a running back around him to stay healthy, that doesn't have offensive line that can keep him in the pocket, that at one point was good and then fell off, but then has made a return. And I genuinely think that he will be in the league longer than I can name probably 4 or 5 quarterbacks. His age.
He is fairly young.
Justin Herbert's one of them.
I'm not sold on Herbert either. I think he's. Yeah, I think that's one person that I think receives way too much glaze.
Even in Oregon, he just wasn't that guy.
I mean, I think he was like that guy at Oregon. Obviously not to like a certain degree of like a Heisman, but
think about who was before him in Oregon.
Oh, so the standard is like the former Oregon QBs.
Yeah, but like it wasn't like former QBs. It was like Mariota, and then like as a as a history that's went like downhill when he took over.
I mean, I feel like it was really after him because then they followed up with Bo Nix and then Dylan Gabriel.
Mm-hmm.
You could say that he started the downfall.
Yeah, and it's just been there.
Wow, that is disrespectful to say. Holy crap! But
that's
yeah.
true.
Yeah, but his skill set has been better than Bo Nix and Dylan Gabriel, so that's why I kind of give him like a slight pass. But outside of that, no, I definitely think that Justin Herbert is like that category with Kyler Murray. You went rookie of the year, but what have you done besides that? At least Kyler Murray has made a Pro Bowl or two, I believe. Outside of that, Justin Herbert hasn't done anything. And he's had way better weapons than Kyler Murray has. And Kyler Murray has had no line, worse weapons. His best wide receiver was Marquise Brown, which is a 5'8" dude. Like, come on.
Well, he has
and Christian Kirk for like a season or two.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And he has Michael Harrison now. But, yeah.
Marvin Harrison.
Thank you. But yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Look, it's cool. Last thing, I gotta wrap up soon. It's cool
Yes,
you
sir.
throw a pretty spiral, a tight spiral. It's amazing. But what does that really do for me?
Tight spiral?
A pretty throw.
What exactly are you getting at though?
What I'm saying is, Justin Herbert type quarterback fits the bill and throws the ball beautifully. But what made Aaron Rodgers special wasn't the fact that he throws the ball so beautiful. It's the fact that he puts it on a dime where it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
Arm mechanics-wise, Russell Wilson is disgusting quarterback-wise. Traditional baseball throw. Matthew Stafford throws from all quarter angles, and that's what makes him a little special in terms of baseball throwing quarterbacks. Mahomes, same thing.
Yeah.
But someone like Michael Penix even, you look at the way he throws the ball, his wrists and shoulders open before his arm even moves. His release is so fast. And they're going to watch. They're going to see it this year. I might even make a clip on it. They're going to see it this year. But it's not about the...
But he's a lefty, though.
He is a lefty.
Lefties, as a lefty, I don't think y'all can rank lefties based off of like with everybody else. Lefties, we just do everything different. You don't believe me? Look at James Harden. Whenever he first started hooping for real in Houston, they try to say something about him.
I believe it.
His play style this, his play style that. No, it's just a lefty thing.
I believe it. Mike Vick, Tua, Lamar Odom, Joey Gallo.
Yeah.
I'm trolling.
Oh.
Gotta sneak a Yankee in there. Hold on. Nah, he throws right handed.
Yeah, you righties. Yeah. Yeah, don't worry. Hey, you righties don't have the best case either. Y'all got some pretty bad players too. Y'all got let me see, Kenny Pickett.
Okay, you're doing a lot. Kenny Pickett. You're done.
Yeah, who's a bad right-hander on the Yankees? You know what? Aaron Judge in October. Shoot.
All right, guys. Thank you for stopping by for another episode of Go Talk Radio. Everybody say bye to Daniel. This will be his probably last episode for the family. Yeah.
All right.
Guys, we'll see you guys probably tomorrow or something like that. But thank you guys for coming. Daniel, thanks for sticking by. And hopefully we can get some clips out of the good content that you put out today so we can post that and go on about our thing. But I appreciate you, my guy. Until next time.
Yes, sir. As always.